Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things that we love. It's a lot of fun. Welcome to the first episode back of the Hopefully Awesome show.
Say it can't be the first ever.
Volume 2. We'll call
Volume
it
2.
Volume 2. Hey, in the pre-show, if you are a patron at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, you get the pre and post show, the extended cuts as we like to call them. And in this week's episode, we covered the new Coca-Cola Starlight. Let's see if we can get that. You'll have to get our thoughts on it by going to listen to the pre-show. So, enough about that.
I think they can figure out what our thoughts are about drinking it.
It's already, I mean...
Oh, yours is already gone?
Yeah, mine's gone.
Dang.
Don't say anything else, Maggie. Can't give away the barn for free here. All right, you're letting out all the cows.
Okay.
Hey.
Just want to share news with everybody.
Well, we are in the pre-show where they have to pay to hear it. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not
okay.
though.
No, not.
So hey, this is our first episode back. We launched last Friday. We are recording this on Saturday, so we launched yesterday, and I got the best night's sleep I've had in about 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
It was nice. Over the next month, over our content, we've been trying to stay ahead of the game. So a lot of it, it's funny. This will be the most recent thing that we've filmed.
Yeah.
Surrounded by the oldest things that we've filmed. So hopefully, Awesome Show is always going to be the one that we try and do weekly, just to stay as current as possible. But yeah, if this is your first time watching us, be sure and hit that like and subscribe, and you can follow us on all the things. They all popped up earlier. Hit the description below, and yeah. We also have our Hopefully Awesome Games channel. So head over there. We do daily gameplays, fun stuff versus play. We just did Mario Kart 8, which was a lot of fun. And we've got the next one is ridiculous. It's it's stupid. I have maybe the stupidest joke built into it. It's the yeah. It's really dumb.
He really worked hard on it, guys. So
I mean,
try.
in a it's awful on purpose kind of way.
It is awful on purpose, but it's
like,
really it's good.
It's kind of like the John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch, where it's like where they're like, oh, if it's
Richard
legitimately
Kind.
good,
Richard Kind.
Richard Kind is the only guest star.
It's Richard Kind.
But it's where it's like, if it's good on purpose, and if it's not good, it's like, yeah, we totally didn't mean to make it good. Like that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
So that's what the next versus play is going to be. So definitely look out for that. But yeah, this is kind of our, since it's the first episode, I guess we kind of should describe a little bit. This is kind of our weekly catch-up podcast where we just talk about all the random things that we want to talk about. Typically, we stay within the entertainment side of things. We may catch up on some news stories, video games, movies, TV. That's usually about as far as we go. If it's Marvel, definitely on there. We would do trailer reactions in the show. Those are now just their own standalone thing. We try and have like a main topic for the show. Today's main topic, if you didn't see it on the thumbnail, it's about just kind of our journey as content creators. I kind of hate that word. Or YouTubers. I hate that also. But just of us being on the internet, right? And where'd we go and where we're back from. So, yeah. Maggie, anything you want to add? I feel like I'm all over the place here.
We're just going to catch you up on where we've been, pretty much. And while we took a hiatus.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. That's your.
Yeah. Why are you taking my...
Hey, and if you are watching us on Patreon, after the show, we're going to do the big movie quiz.
This does not... You are everywhere. That does not make any sense.
No, I'm saying these people, they need to know if they're watching us or listening to us on podcast services that after the show today, we're going to be doing the big movie quiz. So that's in the post show. So you definitely want to hear that, don't you? Don't you? What?
I don't know where we're going.
that was so we entered the show, told them that they should watch Patreon because we did a pre-show, told them about what this episode is going to be about, and then I told them about what the post show would be about. So it's from A to Z.
Okay.
There you go. So, it all makes sense up here.
It just threw me off, that's all. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry for throwing you off.
Apologies.
Hey.
That doesn't work on me anymore.
Why?
Because I'm married.
To me.
Yeah.
Hey.
Doesn't work anymore.
All right, so let's dig into a few stories here before we get going on our main topic.
What's happened in the world?
Maggie, do you think...
Entertainment world.
Maybe we should have had this conversation off the air, but do you think we should still have our segments like we used to? Like the news and... the ketchup.
No, we don't.
This is just us. No. Okay, I'm not gonna intro all that then. If you want to see that, go watch the classic episodes. They're not
Volume
great.
1.
Huh?
Volume 1.
Volume 1. Yes, that's right, Maggie. That's right.
That's when we used to go live on Twitch Saturday mornings, and we used to mow our yard before then, and we'd wonder why we felt like we was about to go insane afterwards.
I would literally get up at like 7 a.m. Well, 6 a.m. so I could start mowing at 7 a.m. And then we'd go live on Twitch. And then I would edit everything down and publish it all that for the following week. And that's it. It sucked. It was awful. I burned out really bad. We'll talk about that in the main topic.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. So we relaunched, of course. So this week, the week of March 27th through April the 2nd, a few things happened. Of course, the Oscars were this week.
Beautiful dresses.
Were there? I didn't get to watch the Oscars.
Like some of the people I follow, like on Instagram and stuff, they posted, Tiffany Haddish had like 2 green pretty dresses. I love those. But yeah.
I saw Questlove's movie.
Yeah, won an Oscar. And Encanto won for Best Animated Movie.
That's right. I forgot about that. Which I kind of like the... I think Encanto should have won for sure because I love Encanto. But I also thought Mitchell's vs. Machines was really good.
Mitchell's vs. Machines was really good.
I'm just looking this up. The nominees for Best Picture was Nightmare Alley with Bradley Cooper and Guillermo del Toro. I have no idea what that is. Don't Look Up, which we watched. Dune, which we watched. Drive My Car. Did not see that yet. I do want to see it. Belfast. Kenneth Branagh. Licorice Pizza.
I heard good things about Licorice Pizza.
Yeah. The Power of the Dog. That's the one with
Benedict Cumberbatch on Netflix.
West Side Story. Still need to finish that.
Yeah.
And King Richard and Coda, which is the winner. So we saw 2.5 of those. Don't Look Up. Like, is it okay to say that I equally love and hate that movie?
Yeah,
like I love it because it's very well done.
Yes.
Right? And Adam McKay is always like The Big Short caught me totally off guard, and then of course Vice. We really love Vice. But yeah, I was not. I don't know. It's so depressing, like because of. You okay?
Just that last sip.
Oh god. But it's kind of depressing because it's so accurate,
Yeah.
Like sadly. We don't have to dig into it. Dune, unless you wanted to. Was there anything you wanted to say about Don't Look Up?
It's just interesting to see Leonardo DiCaprio like that.
It was weird, man. God, yeah.
And Meryl Streep and Jonah as mother-son dynamic. That was interesting. I like that. Okay. Dune.
So, okay, a little precursor to this before we talk about Dune. I need to say that for like 4 years, I'd heard about Dune coming out, right?
And he said, it's going to be awful.
Well, I said there is not a bigger movie that I could care less about than Dune. I have never been...
And like whenever you mentioned, I'm like, what do you mean? This has already been made. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
I would see it on like USA Network and stuff and be like, this looks awful. And I just didn't care. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. I know Dune and Lord of the Rings are totally different, and I know Dune's a sci-fi thing. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, when it's like a huge world that like the barrier of entry is just so large.
Yeah.
Like trying to put myself in that place, you know. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I can get behind because I know Peter Quill, right? Like I get that.
Yeah.
Star Wars, even though it's in another universe, like it's still a very tells all his time, right? But like Lord of the Rings and Dune, they're just so thick, so deep, you know, with mythology and stuff. Respect them,
Yeah.
but do not care about them, right? Until
We watched it.
we watched it.
We
and
watched it.
Freaking ruled. It was so good.
Yeah. And
Oh
how
my
it ends.
god, it was ridiculously
And how it
good.
ends. Like, you're like, really? You ended there. We want more.
A lot of people are saying like it's only half a movie, so it shouldn't even have been nominated because it's not really.
Who cares? It was done. Like, it's pretty.
I love Timmy Che. Okay, he's
Timmy
great.
Chalamet.
Yeah,
Just clarify for
nah,
everybody.
they get it. Timmy Che does so good in this.
Oscar Isaac is his daddy.
I know, and like they did the thing. Honestly, the thing that sold me at the very beginning. We won't spoil anything, just in case you've not seen it. But at the very beginning, when he's talking to him, when Oscar Isaac is talking to Timmy Che, and he's like, "Hey, you know, what if I don't want to be king or whatever it is? I don't know what they're called."
No, it's
right?
king. No,
And
it's king.
he's like, then you'll be the only thing you need to be is my son. Mm-mm. And I was like, okay, this is won me over, because like the normal thing, right? The normal path of the movie would be, no, you gotta be king. You got Simba.
Footsteps.
Wherever the light shines is yours. Right? Like that's what I would be thinking, right? And then Timmy Che-Che's like, I can't wait to be king. Zazu! So anyway, it's really good, and I think you should watch it.
Do I need to like throw holy water on you?
No, it's good. Zazu.
I know. But like,
Zazu.
Zazu.
Who's Zazu? Zazu's from the Jimmy Fallon sketch. Hey! They're from Boston, and like Horatio Sands is like, hey guys, you know what I'm talking about? You know, no ma,
Yeah.
no ma. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about. All right.
Yes.
I was looking for validation there.
Yes. Yeah, but I just was like, what else is he going to scream into the mic?
Yeah. So no, we really liked him a lot.
Yes.
We need to watch Coda. That's actually on Apple TV. We can watch that. King Richard, I do want to say that.
West Side Story, we pretty much made it through like the first act.
Yeah. And we had to stop. There was something else going.
And the whole entire time we was watching it, Matt's like, why hasn't Steven Spielberg made musicals this whole entire
Should have been
freaking
making
time?
musicals the whole time. What is he
Gorgeous.
doing? Oh my God. Give that man the Book of Mormon.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
God, please.
Honestly, and I know this is probably sacrilegious to say, I think he could do a really good job with Hamilton. Like, because think about it, he knows how to shoot war, right? So like you come at it from that aspect, but also with like the musical of Hamilton, like I think it could be
So
a masterpiece.
So the Patriot meets Hamilton.
No. Saving Private Ryan meets Hamilton. All
I
right?
know. I know he didn't do the
that's
Patriot.
the
I just
thing.
want to see what you do.
You've heard of Bridge of Spies?
Yes.
Well, this is
That's a good
Turntable of Awesomeness.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I failed there. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is a good place to bring it up, but was it not nominated? I guess he was just nominated for actor. I thought Tick Tick Boom was nominated.
Yeah, he's nominated for Best Actor.
Okay, but it wasn't nominated for for movie.
No, it was not. Which is a crying shame because that was a very, very well done movie.
Here's the thing about Tick, Tick, Boom, okay?
So good.
And we're gonna try and stay spoiler free on. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna say this at this point because these movies are combined in my mind. Okay.
Oh no.
Possible spoilers. I can't even say it because I feel like it's a spoiler. I'm just gonna say it. Possible spoilers for Spider-Man: No Way Home. All right. If you don't want to know anything about Spider-Man: No Way Home, then you need to skip ahead. Like, I don't know.
5 minutes.
Maybe Future Matt will put a timestamp here.
5 minutes.
Tell you what.
Timestamp.
Future Matt, spoiler.
Future Matt.
Stamp.
So
we'll start it. There we go. All right. So long as I remember to do this.
I threw my hands up, so.
Thank you.
That'll help Future Matt.
It will. So,
Scare him.
spoilers until the stamp goes away. Audio listeners, I'll have it in the description also. Okay. We're all good? Okay. So, Andrew Garfield is a wonderful man. Okay. Tick, Tick, Boom. Watching Tick, Tick, Boom was so freaking good. Like, it was so good that I am torn between whether or not Tick, Tick, Boom or Spider-Man: No Way Home was my favorite movie of 2021. All right, that's how good that movie is.
It's true.
And like seeing Tick, Tick, Boom, right, and then watching Spider-Man: No Way Home and Andrew Garfield showing up, it was like I was already excited and I was already so thankful that it happened, you know.
Yeah.
But then, like, there was that other, like, sub feeling of, like, having really loved Tick, Tick, Boom, and now Andrew Garfield is in this movie, and this movie's even more amazing, like, even from that standpoint, even though, which we watched all the Spider-Man movies and before watching it, and so, you know, seeing Andrew
We had
Garfield's
watched,
Spider-Man
like,
again.
Amazing Spider-Man before we watched Tick, Tick, Boom, hadn't we?
Yes, I think so. I think we watched all the Toby, then we watched Amazing, and then we watched Tick, Tick, Boom and took like a little bit of a break. And then we watched, because we didn't want the MCU stuff to run together with that. And then we watched the MCU Spider-Man stuff. Yeah. And then we went and watched it. My God, what a freaking phenomenal film. But Tick, Tick, Boom is also, like, here's the thing. It's like, because Tick, Tick, Boom is so good, right? But I love, like, it is equal with Spider-Man in my mind, and I feel like that should mean that it's better because Spider-Man relies on 20 years of history with the character Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, that's what elevates that so much. And so since Tick, Tick, Boom can just do that on its own, like, I feel like that means that it has to be, like, just mathematically, it has to be better. What? What's up?
Oh, man. I was just thinking that 20 years?
It's...
I just remember being in 8th grade. In high school. That's my high school started at 8th grade.
I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah.
That cut deep, man.
Hey, 20 years.
Oh my God, I was in 7th grade when I watched.
Yeah. Because it was the first trailers came out in 2001.
Oh my God, Matt. Oh.
And then May 2020. May 2002. And then Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004.
The first cut is the deepest, Matt.
Hey, you know. Why do you think Tobey Maguire looks the way he does?
I know, but
God.
Dang it, man.
I am so glad he was in that movie, and I hope we never see him again.
No, we'll see him again.
Like, I hope he
Watch
just
Sam
fades
Raimi.
into the night.
Watch Sam Raimi's like, hey, let's throw you in Doctor Strange and a Multiverse of Madness. Let's just throw you in there just to
Did you
just
see that?
F with
Did you see that
everybody.
picture Bruce Campbell posted?
It's Photoshop,
Yeah, it's
though.
Photoshop.
It's so
I
Photoshop.
would love if he was playing an alternate version of Doctor Strange.
I want to play Mysterio. I want to play another version of Mysterio.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I want.
God, that'd be great.
Because
They could still-
that coming true would be the
That'd be
best thing
wonderful.
ever.
All
right.
So yeah. So anyway, definitely of all the nominees, I say watch Tick, Tick, Boom.
It wasn't even a movie nominee.
It should have been. And of course, we are not going to talk about the Will Smith stuff. So next up, it's just been talked enough.
It doesn't need any more opinions on it.
Yeah, especially not from us. We don't know anything.
No.
Morbius came out. And for the first time in my life, and since like, because I used to be bad about spoilers, like wanting to know spoilers, because I was an idiot. So like probably the first time since Superman Returns, I seeked out the spoilers. Okay, like I wanted to know the Morbius spoilers because I'm not paying to watch this movie.
No, we're not.
It
I
looks
refuse.
awful.
I
And
refuse.
now that we've heard the people's reactions, I listened to the Kind of Funny in review for Morbius today. They completely spoiled it, which was wonderful.
Also, Mr. Sunday,
Mr. Sunday Movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did the
yeah. I mean,
credits
he
thing, yeah.
pretty much gave his 2 cents, and Eric Voss did too.
yeah, and Eric Voss.
So,
Yeah, he was explaining the
so I
post-credits.
mean,
Yeah, and we won't. Let's not spoil it, just in case anybody
No.
does care. But yeah, wow, man, that's a dumpster on fire. Oh my god, it sounds awful. Jeez.
and then like I think about people that do like that character, Morbius,
I mean,
like in
I
comic
liked-
books.
I liked him in the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s.
Yeah,
With the blue hair
I'm
when him and
thinking
Blade
of.
teamed up. That was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking of people I've read the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
And have possibly seen them in like the animation stuff.
Yeah.
And like really like this character, and I don't know.
Yeah. It sucks.
I kind of feel bad.
Well, I mean, that's Sony's fault though. Like
I
that's
know,
what Sony does.
I know,
They
but
suck.
I feel bad for fans, for people that have known like the backstory and everything, and they're like, finally, my dude gets a movie, and
Amen. Fans, we know.
that's how I feel about them.
We already know. Okay, and when I say we, I mean I am the fans. that
You
you're
are the
talking about.
fans.
All right. I lived the pain of Green Lantern 2011. All right, Green Lantern was my
You
guy.
still feel that pain, don't you,
Listen,
baby?
I do. Okay, and nothing will ever fix it. There's even this new. I refuse to believe that the new Green Lantern show that they're making and the new Green
I'm
Lantern.
afraid you're gonna pull out a knife out of that pen.
There's just I don't believe it. I don't buy it. The only way I would open my heart to trusting a new Green Lantern project is if Disney bought DC and Kevin Feige said he was going to make it.
What if?
Or Jon Favreau. I guess if Jon Favreau and Dave
What if
Filoni
that
did
didn't
it.
happen, but they said J.J. Abrams is in charge of it?
Maggie, that's a mixed bag. Like, and I don't want this to be unknown. I love J.J. Abrams more than anything, okay? Lost, Cloverfield. You're fine if you need to check it. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties. But yeah, so J.J. Abrams, mixed bag. Like, I love J.J. Abrams. Love all the things not all the things that he's done. For every episode 7, there's an episode 9. Okay. And like Green Lantern, it's not that I don't trust J.J. Abrams. I don't trust Warner Brothers to trust J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because they always step in and tell people to change stuff.
And I think, and I don't blame episode 9 on J.J. I think that they never had a plan.
No.
And that he was just trying to do the best he could, right? And there was some good stuff in 9, and we don't have to break down Star Wars, obviously. But it was definitely not, obviously it was not the story. I think anybody would say that was clear, you know? Anywho, so him doing a Green Lantern, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, Morbius, I feel bad for him. But also, I think at this point we should all just understand that as long as Sony has their hands on stuff, it's not going to be...
Sony's like Warner Brothers. They just step in and say, huh?
Yeah.
You're not going to do what you need to do.
Every once in a while, I feel like Sony's worse because Warner Brothers, like, at least they gave us Peacemaker. Like, they trusted James Gunn enough, you know? It's like every once in a while they get it right. But like Sony, they don't. Ever since the MCU has been a thing, like we're lucky Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 were as good as they were. You know, because if left up to them, it would have just been as bad as Venom and Venom 2. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if have I had anything be let down to me.
Hunger Games.
The last one.
Yeah, I think.
No. I think the whole thing, because like this, just so many things that they changed up from the books. Like like fine details that if you did read the books, you'd be like, oh, that's not how she got that, and that's not how that happened. Yeah. Not
that we think that
no,
stuff should be a slave to the source material. If they want to change it for good because it makes more sense in a cinematic sense than a book, sure. But it's just when I think it's more when they fail to capture the essence of the story they're trying to change over.
I think the last one was a letdown because when everything just starts coming together, like I don't think that last one really captured how it was supposed to be done.
I'm still confused why there was a cat lady.
Because
I don't want to know.
Well, no.
I don't want to know.
They explain it in the books. Weird. They explain it in the books, though.
It's just like you're watching this and it's like, okay. But now there's cat people. It's just like,
I know.
Are they from cats? Like, and then in cats, were they normal cats or were they giant cats?
No, we're not getting into that. No.
I feel like they're human-sized cats in a world of giants. Okay, that's my interpretation of cats.
We're going to watch that in theaters, just to let y'all know.
Speaking of Marvel things that came out, Moon Knight came out. We watched the first episode.
Loved it.
I don't think we'll spoil it.
No.
I don't think there's much to spoil.
It's cool.
Yeah, honestly, of all the Marvel shows that they've released
cool.
that have had...
It's very different.
Well, of all the ones that they've released that's had 2 episode premieres, I feel like this one should have.
Yeah.
Because it's like by the time we finally... Not finally. I mean, it was a good setup the whole time, but it's like where we finally felt like the story was going to kind of explain a few things, it was over. And it's like a really... would have... It wasn't like an anticipation problem. Like, sure, I'm anticipating the next one, but it just almost felt like it didn't end and I was like, oh, I want to see the next one. It ended, I was like, oh.
I need to understand
like,
this
I still
better.
don't understand. Yeah, like, I need more information just to enjoy this more,
But, I mean, Oscar Isaac.
He's great. Gosh. And he's got Tom Hardy in his head, talking to him.
It's not really Tom Hardy. It's not Tom Hardy.
It's like a dirt in the wind.
Eddie.
Obi-Wan. I don't know if you saw this. Obi-Wan got pushed back.
No.
From May 25th to May 27th. It was going to be on a Wednesday. Now it's on a Friday.
Dang it.
But we get 2 episodes.
I was going to get a day after my birthday present.
Well, now you get it for your birthday weekend.
Oh, I don't get a birthday
And you'll
weekend.
be turning 28.
No, 33 actually.
33, that's how old Jesus was when he died.
Really? You say that to your wife?
Like,
the mother of your daughter?
On my birthday at work, when I turned 33, I would say that. They're like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 33. And they're like, oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah, that's how old Jesus was when he died. they would like have the same face. It was great.
That's not funny.
Nah, I mean, it's funny.
No, it's not.
Not Jesus dying. I mean, that's,
God, Matt.
I'm saying me saying that is funny, like of all things to equate 33 with. Like, that's not, like, why would you do that, I digress. Maggie, excited for Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I am. We can stare at Ewan McGregor the whole entire time. I'm down for it.
We got content claimed for Obi-Wan and then got it removed. Because it wasn't filed by Disney. It was filed by somebody else.
It's filed by, like, what? TV network or something in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And they think, like, I guess because they aired that content, that they thought they had the rights to it. That's fun. The way I understood that.
So we posted 3 TikToks about it. So definitely go check those out. Breath of the Wild 2 also, speaking of delays, Breath of the Wild 2 got delayed until spring 2023.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine. It's fine. Hey, I'd rather it be good. And there's so many games this year anyway. Like, I could play, any of the
Peggle
40
2.
games that we've not played yet. Peggle 2? I could play Peggle 2, No, like, obviously it goes without saying, a delayed game. Like, it's better to delay the game and it be good, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But Breath of the Wild, still my favorite game of all time.
Beautiful game.
Like, I think it's still my favorite game. I'd have to, one of these days, maybe for one of these shows, we'll break down top games of all time. And maybe we'll do one for top movies of all time. Like, our favorites.
I was about to say, I haven't really beat a lot of games. So.
No, I just mean like our favorites. Like, out of our games. Not like out of all games,
I've beat 2 of the God of Wars.
Oh, wow. I would put, there's definitely Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Portal 2. I love freaking Portal 2.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously, Ocarina of Time. Zelda Breath of the Wild is on there also. It's a big list. It's a big list. It's hard. And like trying to decide which one's which.
Fortnite.
Would Fortnite be on my list? That's the question.
Fortnite.
Like, I've played it, sadly, more than I've played any other game in my whole life.
Wow. Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Arceus. I'm halfway through this sucker right now.
I need to keep
First, well, no. We did. Let's go. Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah, if you want to count
really
that.
Close to. I really need to finish that one.
Let's go Pikachu and Eevee?
Yeah.
You don't need to finish it.
Oh, honey, I was so close to the end, I think.
How many gyms did you beat?
I can't remember. I think I was at
7? I was at 7.
I was right behind you.
Yeah. We haven't even opened Sword and Shield, though.
No.
And there's a new Pokemon coming out this Christmas. Like,
we are not buying it. We can't buy it. We need to be...
Okay. We'll get rid of games before we don't buy that one. Come on. We're obviously going to play that. Obviously. Come on. We will. It's got Quaxley in it.
I forgot about that dang duck.
I love Quaxley. And the little Digimon looking guy. The little fire dinosaur guy. Looks like a pepper.
Oh, yeah.
Pepper Potts.
Was the other one a cat?
A grass cat?
Grass cat.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't have something to do with gato.
Yeah, it's a Spanish, Spanish themed stuff.
Looks really good. We filmed a reaction to the direct and then never posted it.
Nope, because we still to know everything.
That's right. And it's okay. And if you had read the blog, you would have known about that. The blog over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Hey, speaking of patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come over here. Did you know you could get exclusive content at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome?
You can?
Yeah, you can. Head on over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome for more details.
But wait, there's more.
Huh?
Oh yeah, to celebrate the launch of our Patreon, we are giving all our new patrons a special reward.
What's the special reward?
Well, Maggie, let me tell you, you're gonna love this, okay? Buckle up and pull up your socks, because I'm about to knock your shoes off, okay?
Oh, no.
That's right. Every new patron that signs up before May 1st will get their name listed on every episode of the Hopefully Awesome show for an entire year.
An entire year? That's crazy!
I know it is. So head on over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome and get all the details right now. And we'll put in the little ad right there. That'd be perfect. Ad.
Ad
Astra.
Here, I'll wave my hands.
No, it's good. I got it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort, Maggie. So yeah, hey, that's a little bit. There's not really. Kirby came out.
And
we're playing that over on the games channel.
It's cute.
It starts Tuesday. So if you're watching this on Monday, it starts tomorrow. Playing through the whole game. It's really fun. All right. Main topic. I'm going to turn this off while we're doing this. 'Cause we don't need it. All right. Main topic, Maggie. Where the hell have we been?
Well, as we previously said, we got burnt out.
It's true. So let's preface this. Let's
Okay.
preface this. We're gonna have an honest conversation about just life and being on the internet, being creative on the internet. Typically, God, that was loud.
Yeah, it was. I was like, is something about to break?
Typically, we, and this isn't going to get dark or anything, I don't think.
No, it's nothing horrible happened, okay?
but I mean, typically we keep things light and more based around like entertainment. Most of the time, if we're watching a movie or a show that just came out, the big topic will be us talking about that, right? When Moon Knight ends or Multiverse of Madness. Unless we do a separate, but that's a different subject. So just know, like, if this isn't your cup of tea, doesn't mean that this is what we do every time. So feel free, if you're hearing this and you're like, I don't really want to dig into, all that stuff. I'd rather just listen to fun stuff, which is not going to be not fun. But just know that we don't typically do this. It's just we felt like for our first episode back, it'd be good to just kind of say, hey, here we are. This is what's up. So come back next week where we're going to talk about something cool. Or skip to the end where we're going to play this big movie quiz game.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I'm excited for it.
Oh, no. I'm excited. It's been moved too much. Need some WD-40 on it.
It does. Good Lord. All right. Let's take a step back to 2019. This was the last time we were uploading. Let me actually pull up our YouTube channel. I know we went to the beach.
Yeah, we went to the beach.
Our last episode was of the Hopefully Awesome Show was Hobbs and Shaw and Holden and
Oh yeah,
I can't think of his name, but it was we did a combined
a combined
review
thing,
of Hobbs and Shaw and Mindhunter season 2.
Yeah. Oh,
does not go good together. Which one?
Mindhunter.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my God, David Fincher, it's fantastic. One of the best series ever made. Should have had a season 3.
Still mad.
Yeah, and it brought us our dude, our bro.
Yeah, Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, man, it's so good.
Okay.
So we did that, and then I think there was some Disney Plus stuff that got announced that we also did like some trailer reactions for, and then that was pretty much it. We didn't really. I guess you could say it was an abrupt end. We didn't announce we were going to be doing it. But what had happened was earlier that year, I'd actually switched jobs. It was the same company, but I started doing
a different department.
Yes, different department. And was able to do stuff more on the creative side. Before that, I was doing more just general work. I'm being vague on purpose, so sorry. But I was able to kind of stretch my creative muscles, right? Which was nice.
It was nice.
And that's kind of what Hopefully Awesome was supposed to fill the void of, which was just not being able to be creative, right? So you had that going. And then we also, we had just got a house in 2018. We just got married in 2017. And so we had started talking about having a kid, We love each other, and obviously we got married. And having a kid was something that we wanted to do. Not for everybody, and that's totally fine. Don't have kids if you don't want to have kids. God, there's so many kids in the world already. And a lot of people that have them shouldn't have them, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh boy!
You ever seen Idiocracy?
I think you've brought this up before. No, I have not.
It's like, there's two people that are really smart and they're like, we'll wait to have kids until we're ready, and then they die and they never have kids because they were never ready to, right?
Yeah.
And then it shows this other family that's really dumb, and they pop out like 12 kids, and because of that unequal amount, it causes the whole world to be stupid. That's the plot of Idiocracy.
Wow.
Yeah, because you take that out to enough scale, and it's like that's why like they're feeding plants Gatorade,
Okay.
and can't understand why they can't grow anything because it's Gatorade, not water. Anyway, it's awful. So anyway, that's what I meant by that. Back on track. So we wanted to have a kid. So we were attempting to make that a reality.
Yes.
And so it was a few months. It
It's
was,
stressful.
yeah, for sure. And so trying to do that, and
then in October of 2019, we went to Vegas because he had a work trip.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, just so there's a clear understanding, Maggie's a teacher.
Yeah.
So you got to think around September,
God.
Maggie went back to school to teach. We were trying to have a kid. I had my new job. And like things were just, it was a lot. Right? And so we kind of needed to stop something. And so we stopped Hopefully Awesome.
Yeah.
Because at the time it just felt like there wasn't really a need for it. You know, like I was being creative. You were back at work. And, you know, we were wanting to have a kid and wouldn't have enough time to have a kid and do the show, you know. And so that's what we did. And, you know, Maggie got pregnant, which was exciting. You know, it was in November. And, you know, we wait and told everybody in December.
Christmas.
It was a nice thing, you know. And then early January 2020, we find out it's a girl. And we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Everything's going great. And then March 2020 happened.
Well, everybody can sum it up from there that lives in the U.S. You know what happened in March of 2020.
That lives. That lives anywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
well.
I mean, I guess it started spreading before then, but
then the whirlwind of, you know, things closing down happens.
Yeah.
My school system shut down. I can remember the date, like, is March 3rd. Well, we went to school on March 13th. It was a Friday. Yeah. It was Friday the 13th, a full moon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. We went. That was the last day of school I had in 2020. And then after that, they shut it down. State shut down schools.
Wasn't it the day before? Wasn't it that Thursday that I went to get groceries and stuff?
Enough groceries, yeah.
Because we didn't know. I mean, it was back then. We didn't know what would happen.
We didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't hoard anything.
No,
we weren't going crazy.
No. But apparently, somebody I worked with had been storing up supplies since like January.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I remember going through. I went to Sam's Club, and there was like no beef. Like there was no meat.
Yeah,
so we bought a
forever.
Box of hamburgers. Yeah. So we could use that as the beef for like cooking and stuff. And I mean, obviously, everybody went through a similar thing. Yeah. So we don't have to bring it too far down.
No,
but it sucked.
It was weird.
Yeah,
it sucked and it was weird. Also, I was pregnant.
Yeah,
and like, I don't know. It was just odd because then I found out like a month afterwards that we're not going back to school at all, which understandable. But I teach younger children.
Yeah. And
like I felt like I didn't get to say my goodbyes to them.
Yeah.
And so like I felt like they were robbed.
Yeah.
And then here I am pregnant, and you know, usually when you get closer and closer to the due date, you know, I was excited. Don't get me wrong. I was excited the whole entire time I was pregnant, but like, I didn't get, you know, people, you know, say, oh, you look so nice. You have a baby bump, mm-hmm. You know, I didn't get, you know, the usual stuff that pregnant people usually do get.
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, I remember even trying to have a baby shower was
we had
a whole ordeal.
A drive-through baby shower, which luckily, thanks to some very, very, very nice women in our lives, that we go to church with, helped us out with that.
Yeah, they were awesome.
And they were awesome, and it did very well, I think.
Yeah, no, it was great, but it's just even just that idea.
Yeah.
You know, that you had to have a drive-through baby shower,
Yeah.
you know. Or like our niece, she graduated, was it first grade or kindergarten?
Kindergarten.
And like they had like a drive-through graduation
Yeah.
for her, you know. And like, you know, I guess we should set this tone here. God, sorry. Before we go too deep, and you know, if this makes you stop watching, that's fine. Don't watch us ever again. You know, let the door hit you on the way out. We believe in signs, right? We believe in being careful and listening to the experts. We live in an area that mostly does not believe in that. And it was super frustrating to have to not only do the right thing, right? To keep Maggie safe, to keep the baby safe, which I don't know about like roles and all that stuff, being a man and all that. I'm not talking about that, but being a father, you know, even before she was born, like it's my responsibility to keep her safe, right? Like that, it is my responsibility, and I'm happy to do it. Like that's not, you know, that's not something I don't want to do. And even you, to an extent, keeping you safe, which, you know, thank God you know how to take care of yourself, you know, like I don't have to explain that, like you get it, you know. And so not only having to do the things, right, being away from people, wearing a mask, obviously, you know, and at this point we didn't even know what was completely okay, what was not okay. So we just was like, okay, well, we'll do everything. Like we'll go to the nth degree. So if they say to wear a mask and not go places, we wore a mask and we didn't go places. You know, we didn't eat out we still haven't ate at a restaurant since.
Not inside of one.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, well, I mean, we'll get like drive through. We don't even go eat outside.
Yeah.
But oh gosh.
I must spill my coffee.
But you know, we wanted to do whatever they said was the right thing to do. So I would go to the store. We didn't know how COVID, I mean, I don't know if we've actually said COVID yet, but we didn't know how COVID would affect pregnant women, you know, or Viv before she was born. And I wasn't about to just be nonchalant about it because people wanted to be assholes. Okay. There it is. I'm just going to be real. It was more important to me that Maggie's life and Vivian's life was more important to me than any relationship. And the people that understood that, got it. And we're still cool. And the people that didn't understand that, we don't talk to anymore. And that's fine. That's, you know, it's nothing against them. Don't need that stupidity. Don't need that ignorance in our life. And if they can't understand keeping our child safe in a pandemic, then honestly, we don't need them in our life. Like that's the thing, right? So anyway, sorry, not to get too deep. It's been hard. I think
we had her sweet girl in July of 2020.
Supposed to be born on July 11th, which would have been 7/11.
If my body and the medicine cooperated on July 11th, Viv's birthday would have been on July. Not your fault. I know, but I'm just saying I was put in to be induced.
Yeah.
Like I'd go to the doctor. Like I got to the point in my pregnancy that I had to go to the doctor every week to get checked. And like the doctor's like, I'm afraid if we wait too much longer, she's going to be too big for you to have her. She's big. And I was like, oh God, he must think she's like 9 pounds or something. Like I've had nephews born that were 9-10 pounds when they were born. And so I was like, getting that in my mind. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh man, he must think she's going to be big. And so he's like, we'll put you in to be induced on July 11th. You'll be going to the hospital on Friday the 10th, and you'll be blah, 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 blah. And they'll take care of you from there. Well, that didn't go that way. We spent a few extra nights in the hospital. Come the morning of July 12th, the doctor that was on duty, he said, okay, here's your options. either one, you could go on home, but you'll be back here next week. Two, we could keep on giving you this medicine, and he's like, I'll be honest, it probably won't work. Or three, we can go ahead and get a C-section, and you can have your baby. And he left the room. He's like, I'm going to leave you alone. He said, whenever y'all make your decision, just tell the nurse. And very anxiety-ridden me, and also not a whole lot of sleep either for me or him. He's sleeping on a really horrible couch the past 2 nights.
It was barely a couch. It was like one of those couches that like children get, that's like
and
styrofoam.
Listen, I understand hospitals need things to be easy to clean or whatever, but for God's sakes, y'all, somebody invent a better mattress for hospital beds, not just for pregnant women, but for people overall.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God.
I'd say there's probably better beds, at places that actually give a crap about the medical system outside of America.
Well, I mean, just
goes with that. That's a different thing. Sorry.
Just to fast forward ahead, we decided to have a C-section because I couldn't bear the thought of going back home or going through the insanity of being induced. Oh my God. Kudos to the women that go through that process. And it's crazy. Nobody told me the details that inducement meant.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell anything because
if somebody asks,
you can direct message me.
That's going through it.
That's going through it.
I don't want just some random dude being like, "Hey, tell me about it."
No.
Go Google.
And I'm not knocking people being induced or anything. No. I wasn't told in detail, and I should have asked what was going to happen.
Well, you didn't know to ask.
I didn't know to ask. I looked into we YouTubed how a pregnant woman would get an epidural and stuff beforehand because
that was a scary thing.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, when Maggie says that we discussed and that we decided to have a C-section, like obviously Maggie had the final say. Like, I was there to be supportive and give my opinion when wanted. But I wasn't about to say you're gonna have this freaking baby this way. Like not at all.
It went through my mind. I'm like, we've been here the past 2 days, 2 nights, and we're supposed to be holding our baby by now. Well, that's what we thought. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to go back home and be sad for a whole week and then have to come back to this place.
And that's where my mind was at. I didn't want you being that sad.
And I was like, I would give anything to be home on my own bed. This piece of crap mattress. But like,
to be eating a shakaroni, that's what we wanted.
That was a good meal. I wanted to see our baby.
Yeah. God, she's so sweet.
Yes. And we had her on July 12th, and it was around noon or 1 o'clock. I can't remember. I think it was noon.
Yeah, I think we started the whole thing after noon.
Yeah.
And then by 1, she was already there and everything.
And everybody that was in the hospital was so nice to us.
And
the nurses
they were also fighting COVID cases, like not across the hall, but like they had their own. Like nobody was allowed. Like that was the thing. Like no parents were allowed. It was just me and you.
Yeah. And he would walk. He would go get us dinner and stuff. And after so long, they shut down one part of the hospital. You could walk through in the morning. He had to walk through the ER in order to get back to me.
It'd be like 15. It'd take about 15 minutes to walk from one side to the other, from getting out of the car to actually getting into Maggie's room. But all that aside, obviously that's terrifying. Scary, and I'm glad she's here. Yes. And even though it was 2020 and even though it was COVID, I can't imagine, we've talked about it, if given the choice now, if we knew then what we know now, would we have wanted to wait? And I feel like at the time, if we had known, hey, there's a huge epidemic coming, we probably would have chose to wait.
Yes.
But like now, there's no way. I don't want to miss a moment of her, Yeah.
I
would have had her
so
sooner if we could, Oh,
I know.
Because she's just so It's like in How I Met Your Mother, when he's like, if I could have known you 45 days earlier, it would have been worth it. It would have soaked up every second of it. I would have ran to you.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about Viv. So then of course, new parents, all that's a blast. And we're
Kids
still
don't come with instructions. All you do is go off of instinct.
Yeah, and of course, we got idiots that are still like, "Oh, let us see your baby," and it's like, no, you don't take things seriously, and there's no vaccine available yet, so no. And I remember when they finally, God, all of 2020, there's so much more to it than just COVID, and we don't have to go through it all. No. But thank God things changed the way they did, and that things got better. No, screw it. Thank God that they kicked Trump out of office for freak's sake. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't have to listen anymore. I'd rather you not listen. But thank God, because if we didn't have, and he's not he has his own failures, but if we didn't get Joe Biden in there, we're still waiting to take her places, because she's not vaccinated yet, but we are. And thank God we are, because we've been able to fight this and keep her safe.
Yeah.
And the bull crap that we had to endure because of the idiots around here and the stupid people in offices making the most ridiculous decisions. Oh, let's open up by Easter. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Easter 2020. Wouldn't that be beautiful? And it's like, it's April 2022 and this crap's still here. Okay. So anyway, sorry, just had to get through that. So we got vaccinated. Things started to get better. I was working from home a lot because reasons. And then around last March, last January, last February, March.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, all this sucks. It'd be great to bring hopefully Awesome back. And just think about something else besides the pandemic for a while, And when I say all this sucks, I don't mean Viv. I mean the world in general.
The world in general. That's what he means.
Vivian and Maggie were like the bright spots in my life. Without them, I don't even want to think about how life could have been different. Anyway, so I started getting this idea that, hey, I'd like to do this, and talking with Maggie about it. And of course, she's still totally drained just from existing in a pandemic with children at school,
All I'm going to say is this. United States of America needs to get their maternity and paternity leave figured out.
Yeah.
Because 2 to 3 months is not enough.
It's true.
My body.
And you only got that because it was summertime.
Yeah.
We had to plan to have Viv at summertime so that Maggie could be home with her,
Yeah.
We had, it's so ridiculous to think about that.
I was still recovering. Even those months, where they had to cut me, I was still sore from time to time. Okay, it's they cut through muscle. Okay, also discovered I have general anxiety, which also postpartum can bring that on, but I felt it a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Thank God for medicine and physicians that listen and don't just brush me off like I'm a crazy person.
Yeah.
I find out that other people in other countries get a whole entire year off after they have a baby,
and they also don't have to pay for it.
It's
amazing. Even with insurance, 2 years later, we're still paying that off.
But going back to teaching after that, and then it's I'm trying not to cry, but if you are a parent of a child that's in school, I pray that you've been very, very kind to your child's teacher. It's been hard on educators because we've been told to do A, B, and C by other people, not because we want to do it, because we are told to do this. And we've been put through the ringer the past 2 years. We've been, like I told you, in 2020, I didn't get to have closure with the kids that I had. I had to send a video of me reading to them through an app and tell them pretty much bye and hope I could see you next year. And then the following year, they open up school and they tell us that we need to do A, B, this more stuff. And then next year, this past year, it's a little bit better, but then it feels like we're still being told we need to do more, and then also we need to keep all the kids separated still, and then they wear masks, they don't wear masks, and all that aside, though, it's been rough. I love my job. It took me a long time in these past few years, I lost my joy for it. It's been hard, and I don't know what I would have done without Matt. But we still feel the burn of it. Educators do, and I know people see these headlines: teachers leaving. If you only knew what some teachers are being asked to be to administrators, or even I know some teachers have been asked to take on guidance counseling on top of their teaching job. Yeah. It's not fair. All we want to do is love our students, teach them what they need to know in order to move on ahead in life, to be good people.
And it's even more complicated because, like, me on the outside, right, knowing that, because I'm selfishly thinking about, well, you get to be safe. You get to be home, and I don't have to worry about you running into somebody that thinks that this is all just a political theater that, that a million people haven't freaking died from this, right? So I selfishly feel good about that. But then I see you and how much it's hurting you. Because you didn't become a teacher for the money.
No, I didn't.
Obviously.
I didn't. Like, I can't tell you how many times my own mom tried to derail me, but like I didn't find the people that go into the medical field. You all are awesome.
Yeah.
I just don't have my heart's not in that direction.
Yeah. Your heart is with the kids.
Yeah.
You love your kids.
Yes.
And like, that's the thing is, I want to make sure that this part's understood. It's that you loved your kids so much that's why you wanted to be there with them. That's why you want it. It's not that you mind having to keep them apart or making sure they have masks on or any of that. Like, you want them to do those things.
Yeah, I want them to be safe.
But you also want to be there and be able to do the teaching that you signed up to do. Yeah. Because you want to make better people. And that's the thing. That's what makes all of this so complicated, is that a lot of the times it feels clouded to decide what is the right thing and what's the right thing. Like,
what is right, what is
because
right?
it's like, kids going to school, that's a right thing to do. Kids being safe, that's the right thing to do. So what do you do when those two are at odds with each other?
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, life trumps everything, right? Mm-hmm. Poor word there, but life means more than anything. So that's the choices we made. And I don't want to get back into all the other stuff. So anyway, so we started talking about bringing Hopefully Awesome back in March. No, it's good. This is a good conversation. Okay. In March of 2021. Yeah. And I'd been watching a lot of like Patrick Willems and new rock stars. Got us through a lot of late nights. I'd be feeding Viv at like 1 a.m. and watching him break down, watching Eric Voss break down like Spider-Man, like the original Sam Raimi stuff. And so like that got me through some long nights for sure. And so I was starting to want to do a different approach, which would be like a more what's
essay
it called?
type.
Yeah.
Essayist.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I should do this. And I'll also do...
I could do this. I remember you saying, I could do what they're doing.
I was like, I can do that. I can do a games channel. And I can do a vlog channel. And I can do that every week. And let's go. And just started.
Yeah.
No planning. Not really. Like I had a vague idea of what I wanted some videos to be and stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing prepped, obviously. And so after, I don't think it even lasted a month.
No, it didn't.
It just stopped because I was destroyed. It's like
well, you didn't feel like you was being yourself, and also you was doing it by yourself because I decided Viv's still fairly young.
Yeah. And there was no way we were going to be able to do it the way we used to, where we would film for a few hours and then edit and stuff and also be there for Viv. That just wasn't going to work. And so it was more like when it made sense, we would do stuff together. We'd get up at 5 a.m. and watched WandaVision and reacted to it.
No, the last episode, yeah.
So, we would do stuff like that, but it was different because it wasn't us. Like, that's what makes Hopefully Awesome what it is. It's me and you know, it's not just one of us. It's our love for each other. That's how all this even started. I mean, the whole reason Hopefully Awesome is a thing is because we made a wedding video and realized how much fun that was and wanted to continue that, you know, playing games and making little movies and stuff. And so it kind of lost sight of that. But also, you know, the first vaccines were getting put out. Maggie was able to get vaccinated early. I was supposed to be able to get vaccinated early because of being overweight, which is another piece of the conversation here. But before they made it available to everybody, which I did, thank God. And so it was like, okay, things are starting to get better. You know, we're vaccinated. Let's hold off on Hopefully Awesome. Let's get our life back in order. Right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they were like, hey, everybody can get vaccinated. And, you know, and everybody starts getting vaccinated. And then like, hey, and you know what? No more masks. You don't have to wear masks. You can go do stuff again.
Yeah.
America's back, everybody.
Hunky-dory.
And I remember not having to wear a mask and feeling wonderful and wearing it as a badge of honor. Because at work, it was like, if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to show proof of that, but you don't have to wear one. And so I didn't wear one as a way to just say, I'm vaccinated, you fun people. And so, you know, that was fun. And then, of course, we actually got to take Viv into a store, which I know sounds like, you know, such a small thing.
But it was a big thing to us.
Yeah. Just to put her in a buggy. And let her look at a freaking cookie aisle, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to cry if we keep talking about it.
It's okay.
So anyway, so we're coming out of it. Things are getting better. And it's like, well, let's hold off on Hopefully Awesome again. You know, that was going to fill the void while we're in this pandemic. But now the pandemic's starting to end. And, you know, and that was great. And I was like, plus there's this other thing I should work on. I am a large man and I need to not be so large because we have a daughter. And my dad passed away when I was 18. And he was a large man. He was disabled. But, you know, he was a big guy, much bigger than what I was. But I didn't want that to happen to Viv. I wanted to be around for her. So around this time last year, I started trying to lose weight. I'm down. I guess I could go ahead and say it.
Yeah, it's up to you. You can.
Yeah. I've lost about 70 pounds in a year, which was fun. I didn't really do that much. Like, the main things I did was I counted calories to an extent. Like, once I knew what stuff was, I'm a creature of habit. Like, and I was more specific with what I would eat. So, like, I'm bad for, like, boredom snacking. Like, if I'm bored, I just grab a bag of chips and just eat the whole bag of chips. Even the family size, it doesn't matter. The bigger the bag, the more chips I'll eat. I'm bottomless pit here. So I stopped doing that. Switched to water and Coke Zeros.
Didn't do no crazy gimmick diet either. Like, that's one thing that always makes people crash.
Yeah. Like, I'd seen about, like, the macros where you, like, have a focus on protein and stuff. And, like, sure, like, I do, in a way, try to do that some, but it's not really because of that. It's because the calories are lower in protein.
Yeah.
So I can eat more things because it's less calories. Whereas if I eat, like, a bag of cookies, that's going to be way more calories and a lot less filling, right? But the main thing I did was increased my fiber intake. Apparently you're supposed to have, like, well, for a guy my size, you're supposed to have like 30 grams a day, and I was having like 3 grams a day. So, discovered chia seeds, which are wonderful. If you put them on the right thing. I like to mix it in with like beans and stuff, because they got a little bit of a crunch to it. Some people put it in yogurt. I think it makes it a little too dry. I put it on salads because I like thinking it's like baking bits, but it's
for me, that's the weirdest texture in a salad. So
yeah, texture can be weird because it does kind of turn slimy a little bit.
I do like it, and when we do pasta,
yeah,
I do like that. But I don't do the 2 tablespoons that he does. I can't, because I found out recently I have an underactive thyroid, and if you have too much dietary fiber, it can affect your thyroid levels. So I've sort of dialed back on that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, so don't.
So check this out with your doctor.
You look
make sure you're doing the right thing for your body. But also, if you do have thyroid problems in your family, which I discovered just the other day, my grandmother did have them. Definitely be careful with that. Don't.
It can mess with you.
Yeah, it can mess with you.
Get your butt checked.
Get everything checked.
That's true.
Get everything checked.
Just, it sucks you might have to go into debt to do it, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So then, of course, we get vaccinated, and then we get boosted at some point, and we're like, hey, we're fighting this off, and eventually Viv will get vaccinated, and it'll be great, and the mask comes back, and all that stuff. And it's, at this point, we've just accepted that it is what it is until it's not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We've made peace.
And we're going to do what we can to protect our little girl.
We still don't go anywhere. Like, just being honest. Like, that's still where we're at.
That's our stance as parents. And like, you do you. That's me. Like,
if we didn't have Viv and we're vaccinated and boosted, I would feel totally fine with us going somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
That's because I see, like, there's a few younger teachers at my school. Yeah. And they just recently got married and everything. And I know that they've been vaccinated and stuff. And I was like, oh, they're not wearing their masks because Virginia lifted their stuff in schools and everything. That's a whole other, I'm not down on anybody. Okay. You make your own decisions. I'm not here to judge you. I'll put it that way.
Not at this point. As long as you've been vaccinated. If you've not been vaccinated, I am judging you. Just so you know. Just so you're aware. I am fully judging you.
But the point is...
As long as you're not medically unnecessary for you.
Yes. Okay. I see what age they are. Yeah. And I'm like, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd probably think the same way and think, hey, I'm okay. Don't have a kid to worry about.
Are they vaccinated?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then,
that's what I'm saying. They're vaccinated and stuff, and they're young.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not young.
Well, and with Viv, like she's not protected at all. She's not even old enough to wear a mask. So it's not even like, you know, I mean, there's literally, we are her only protection. So like, we take that seriously, you know. I mean, if there's a 1% chance that she could get sick and hurt, then we're going to fight it as if it's a certainty. You know, it's what's the Ben Affleck line? If there's even a 0%, even if there's a 0.1% chance, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so anyway, through all of that, of course,
through the course of all the crazy,
we're almost to the end of I think the story of why we're back.
Sorry it's so long.
No, this is a long one. There was a lot to cover. So we reached near the end of last year, maybe even around October, November.
I think it was more November you started bringing it up. You kept saying to me, I feel like I need to bring back Hopefully Awesome.
Yeah.
But I want to do it right this time.
And the reason, yeah, whatever. If anybody listens to this, it's whatever. I'd rather be honest. The reason is because I was miserable. I mean, not as a dad, not as a husband, but literally every other facet of my life, I was having to be at the, you know, under the, not control, but, you know, where people are making decisions for you, which I guess is control, under the authority of people that didn't feel the same about keeping people safe. I would get looked at, you know, I was made to feel like an outsider, you know, and I mean, if they're not aware of this and they're listening, well, here you go. I doubt they're listening. Honestly, I'd be surprised. But they should know. They should have known. I mean, it's been everywhere. But between going through all of this and realizing, hey, I'm 35 and I'm miserable and this sucks. Like, I don't want to be this age and still feel unfulfilled in the same way that I felt when I was 20 and 22, you know, when I was working at Little Caesars. Like, nothing against Little Caesars. It was fun for the time. Still love their pizza. Extra Most Best is really good. The Batman one's weird. But, you know, like, obviously no creative fulfillment there. And so I realized that I'm never really going to be happy until I at least try to do the thing that I've wanted to do my whole life, which was this. Not just podcasts, but making things, you know. Mm-hmm. When I was 10, I made movies at home based on superheroes, you know, with my dad and an old 8mm camera. And then when I got a little bit older, I got my own camera and started making documentaries at school and stuff. And it was never really fostered, you know, to grow into anything because it was just the area we live. And everyone thought that was why would nobody would be able to do media on their own, you know, in the future? You have to be in Hollywood to release anything, you know. And it's like literally everyone makes media every day
you know? Everybody has a freaking computer in their pocket.
Whether you're putting a post on Facebook or sharing a meme, like you are making media or content at some point, right? No, you're fine. So I wanted to give it an actual go, just to see, like, at the very least, if it fails, we tried, and that's something we can be proud of. And you know, I don't really know where this fits into, but the whole like ADHD stuff was really kicking in.
Yeah, that's. I think
just around the same time I just started realizing, like.
Well, you started reading up on some stuff too. Like you started seeing some characteristics in yourself.
I think it's the Coca-Cola.
Seeing some characteristics in yourself.
Yeah.
And also realizing, hey, I need help, medical help.
Well, I think the thing that hit me was that I was angry. Like I know I don't necessarily show that, right? But I would get angry a lot. I hated that. I hated that piece of me. Like, it would never be physical or anything, but I mean, I'm a very passionate person at times, and can get loud. But I would just hate that feeling inside of just being so frustrated. And like the deeper I dug, the more I realized it's because I feel unhappy just about things, you know. I don't know, I'm probably being too vague, but you know, and so kind of digging through that, I realized, oh, well, this is a thing that makes me feel unhappy. And then I realized that things about ADHD and how that can affect depression and how it kind of loops into itself. Again, look into it. There was something I read on Thanksgiving about all of that. And it was like, oh, hey, this is me. This is how I feel. And so, you know, went to the doctor and got medicine. Medicine's great. You should definitely, if you are feeling any way,
get everything checked, man.
Yeah, just check. Even if you don't get anything. Even if, you know, because that was the problem, was like there was plenty of reasons for me to feel sad, for me to feel depressed. The world went to hell.
And also seasonal depression, too,
yeah.
overall is kicking
But I mean,
too.
for 2 years, we've gone through this, right? Like, even since November 2019, when we found out you were pregnant, I've been in a state of protecting, you know? And so, like, that's 3 years, you know? So, like, I kept writing it off as just as that being like, well, I have enough reasons to feel this way.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me to just feel this way. And it's not. It wasn't okay. I didn't have to feel that way. No. So I started working through it. And then the more we talked about it, the more I realized, you know, I want to do this. I want to try. There's nothing more in this world I want more than for me and you to be able to do this for the rest of our lives and just share and be happy and put positivity in the world and, you know, tell people that it's okay to be different, tell people it's okay to be weird, and that it's okay if people treat you like crap. I mean, that part's not okay, but it's okay for you to know that that's not okay, I think is what I'm trying to say. Yes. It's not okay for people to treat you like crap.
No, don't stand for that.
I said that
Stand
incorrectly.
Up for yourself.
But it's okay for you to know that it's not okay. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
But I remember you texted me, and I was at work, and you was at work, and you said, I think it was before I went on Christmas break. Yeah. And you said, I really want to make this happen. Or it was after Christmas break. I don't know. It was one or the other. Yeah. And like, just before. It was
before, because during Christmas break when went over everything.
Because I had just seen, like, a few hours before that, a guy I met in high school, he does streaming now. He just streams on Twitch, and like he streams whatever he's in the mood to play that. And people are, you know, giving him money. And he's got a job. Him and his wife got pretty decent jobs. And I was like, if he can do it, because he's the same age as us. Yeah. I was like, if he can do it, screw it. We can do it.
Why not try? Right?
Why not try?
And like, it's not about money, obviously.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm just pointing out that he'd been doing it, I think at that point, probably like 6 months or something. Yeah. And I was like, his whole entire setup's changed. He's clearly tried to, you know, spruce it up, and he's changed up his setup a lot. And I was like, we can do it. We're not streaming, but we can definitely do this.
God. But I think what had happened was that I thought, and this is why I want to say this, because I think maybe it's helpful. I thought I was supposed to stop doing this. Like, when I grew up, became an adult, that I was supposed to not do stuff like this anymore. Or like, until I got the job, right, that would be my job for the rest of my life. that when that happened, that I needed to not do this. Because it was time, okay, I had fun. Now it's time to be an adult. Now it's time to be a dad. Now it's time to be a husband. And, if I'm spending any time not trying to better my family, then I'm doing something wrong, right? It felt like this would be a waste of time. And because I killed that part of me, it made me a worse version of myself. Like this creating is a piece of me.
Yeah.
And denying that made me suck. Not to put too specific a term.
Constantly having to shove it down.
Yeah, and just that's where that feeling of being unfulfilled was coming from. And no matter where I tried to cover it up with, right? No matter what I tried to fill that void with, whether it was work or, even things here. I turned our home into a smart home, trying to find a reason to.
Man, the light switch thing was a whole ordeal.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. We didn't have the right wires. It was awful. But, no matter what I did, it didn't work, right? And I realized that for me to be my best self, that for me to be a good dad, okay, it's not enough to simply be there. It's not enough to simply provide. If I'm doing those things and it's making me, if I'm denying things that makes me a worse person, then that's making me a worse dad. And that's something I couldn't do. That's something I couldn't live with. And so if by doing this, it makes me feel more fulfilled, it makes me a better man, then that makes me a better father. And so it was hard for my brain to get that, to understand that doing something outside of being a dad could make you a better dad. Like it was very hard to connect those dots.
It's a very mental thing.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because I thought, well, I should be spending this time with Viv, even though Viv's taking a nap, like I should be doing something for Viv. I should be fixing something or doing something.
Believe me, I'd crawl up in that bed with her. I know what you mean.
And then, of course, the other piece of it was us. Like we've been doing this for a month, and I feel like we're closer.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't close. I don't want people to think that. Well, honestly, I don't give a crap what you think. But I'm not saying that we weren't close.
We were
before.
having problems.
No, definitely not. I think we've been more in love throughout this pandemic than we've been at any time,
I mean, a lot of people went insane, like when they had to start working from home. They realized they didn't like the person that's in there. And it's because they really, truly, like at the beginning, when you was dating and stuff, yes, you spent all kinds of time. But when you are not proactively making time for that person in your life, you're going to wind up not liking them because you're not around them all the time. But it kind of makes sense.
But we were best friends, and like being home with you is what I wanted to do anyway.
We're both, we're both homebodies.
I don't like that phrase.
Well, I mean, like,
I would say we're introverts that disguise ourselves as extroverts. Like, if given the choice
that's me in a nutshell right there.
I would say if given the choice between going to do something or staying home and watching something, I would rather stay home.
I've had to be more of an extrovert at work this year, and I hate it.
Yeah. I think we all have. Especially to make up for wearing a mask. But anyway, so we wanted to make sure we could do it together. So I'm just trying to get us through. I know I've rambled on here. So at Christmas, Maggie's number one concern, mine too, was that we didn't lose time with Viv. That was a non-starter. If we were going to have to, like at one point there was talk of like, what if we, let Viv stay the day at like one of the Mammal's houses once a month and we just knock everything out. And of course we didn't like that because we already work 5 days a week. We didn't want to lose another day with her. And I know that maybe doesn't sound sane to some people, but we didn't have a kid to not be with them. You know, like we love her.
We love her.
And
we miss her during the day.
Yes.
Like, I know some people are like, oh, I'm so glad that the kids are at their blah, blah, blahs for the weekend. And I'm just like, no,
which I know we're new. And you can hold judgment over us if you want to. Like, we'll be saying the same thing when she's 10.
When she's 13, you'll be tooting a different turn. No, I hope not.
Yeah. I don't want to suck as a parent and feel that way.
I hope I get to enjoy watching her develop her personality about stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen personally too many children that do not get attention at home.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to her. And it's not fair. I've seen, and I'm not saying that they're abused or anything. It's just that they have a home, they have clothes, they get bathed, they get fed. But on a personal level for that kid, they're adults in their lives. Do not pay attention to them. And it can show through at school at like getting in trouble. Or, to me, they want to tell me everything under the sun about themselves. And I can tell, it's because nobody listens to them at home. Yeah. Nobody pays attention to them at home. So I try to a certain extent. I try to listen to them because I feel bad for them. Yeah. I straight up asked a kid one time, I said, does anybody pay any attention to you at home? Because you're talking my head off. Like, it had been day after day, and that kid said, nobody pays attention to me at home. So
some parents didn't grow up listening to Dan Tanner, and it shows. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
We love our kid, and we're going to pay attention to her.
Yeah.
So you could toot your own whistle, horn, whatever about how your kids did this and this and this, and you like time away from that's you, but we love our child, and I'm not saying you don't love yours.
Right.
I'm just saying that's just how we look at it as, and go your own way.
You can go your own way. You want to pause for just a second so we can fix the camera? All right. Sorry, we had our camera went into standby. We've been going too long. So we sat down trying to figure out a schedule.
Yeah.
We found that I won't go too deep into the details of it, but we found a way to carve out about 20 to 30 hours a month. And then we started thinking about all the shows we wanted to do and could they fit? And
do they make sense?
Do they make sense for what we're doing? Obviously, vlogs don't make sense right now. We love doing stuff like that, but we're not going anywhere. So I probably won't need it. And also like, cutting it all up. How quickly could we do that? What type of shows should we do? We figured it out and we decided, hey, let's go for it. And I wrote a blog on the Patreon about it, about like how we kind of tested everything for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Never posted any of it. But just with the purpose of just getting us through, we tested out a green screen background at one point. Which was awful.
This is funny.
Yeah, it was good, but it never worked good.
We rearranged this room.
Yeah.
Pretty much, we kind of switched around almost the whole entire house because we had to move.
Oh, yeah.
In our old videos, we had a big shelf on this wall beside of me.
So we shifted to the corner, which I looked at some of the old kind of funny stuff in their spare bedroom videos, and like was like, oh yeah, the corner that does give like some depth to it and stuff. And then we set up these two lots, which kind of makes this like pink purple on the back, which I really like.
I love it.
We can change the colors, but we just like these colors so much, so we leave them the same.
We tried one color one time and it didn't. I was like,
that doesn't
look right.
I think he was gonna do red and yellow at one point.
Yeah.
For Smallville.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
no. I think you did change it at one point. And I was like, I don't think that's gonna work.
So all that to say, we are now here.
We're back.
Now of course some of the talk has been, well, because we aren't going anywhere. We've thought of that, right? Because we
have thought it through.
Pandemic won't last forever, though it feels like it will. It won't. And eventually Viv can get vaccinated. But the way that we have strategically figured out our time, I think we've got it.
We got it.
Like we've been doing this for about 6. This is our 7th week that we've been filming straight. Which I know is crazy to sound, right? And it's our first episode. Like it's funny.
Doesn't seem right.
But because we didn't want to come back if we couldn't stick with it. We didn't want to. It probably doesn't matter to anybody that's watching right now, but we felt a responsibility to not jerk people around. You know, like if we're gonna ask people to give us their time, the most important thing. Like, sure, you want to donate on Patreon. That's great, and we love you, and we appreciate you. But even just watching us, even just giving us your time, I've learned over the years, time is the most important thing that you have. And you're giving us that time. And we didn't want to take that from you if we couldn't promise that we would be here. So, the fact that we're here means that I think we've got it figured out.
Yeah.
I know we kind of zoomed through that very, very end there. There may be more talk about it. We'll see. Hopefully not. I think
we stuck around this long. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we let everything out that we needed to, and now we can just move on and talk about all the dumb things that we want to talk about. You know, like at this point, if anybody asks, you know, what's your all's, you know, how you feel about this, how you feel about that, we'll just say, just go watch this video. Go listen to the first episode. That'll tell you everything you need to know. From then on, it's all sunshine and stuff. I will say one little thing that's different now. Used to, we said positive place on the internet, no politics, no drama, just awesome. And we would avoid talking about anything negative. We're not going to be negative. Like,
no.
You know, that's
we're
still
not
a piece of it. But we're also, just so we're clear, we're not going to be stupid. Like, ignoring problems don't fix anything. If you've seen my Twitter feed, you know that I've stopped giving a crap about offending anybody. Like, you know, it's if you are offended by people being treated unjustly and incorrectly, then I'm glad you're offended. You should be offended. Like, did I say that right? I'm trying
to turn it around in my brain, but I don't think you said it right.
If you're about people talking about those things, I'll just say this, okay? Just so we're clear, Black Lives Matter, transgender lives matter, the LGBTQ plus
rights
matters. Human decency freaking matters, all right? If you're a dick to people, we don't want you here, so you cannot listen to us. And I don't care who it is.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember what the name of that episode is. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
I'll just put it that way. We're pretty much.
Yeah, you could look at Greg Miller, and that would be pretty much exactly the way we are.
That's all. I was trying to think of something that is on the internet that would probably show that that's what it is.
It's okay to be gay. It's okay to say gay.
Gay.
It's okay to be you, and you should be you.
And you should be you, and we love you.
And if you, whether you believe in God or not, that's fine. It's whatever.
We're not here to judge people, okay?
Whether you think you were created to be you or whether you think you were born being you, we believe that you should be you either way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Unless you're an asshole. Then you shouldn't be you. You should be better. I think that pretty much says it all. So, now that you've heard all this, if you would like to, you can hit the like and subscribe button. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok and subscribe to our games channel. And hey, if you want to go above and beyond, you can support us over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Next week, we will talk about fun things and it'll be great. But until then, Maggie, was there anything else you would like to say?
Just be you, and we love you, and
just the way you are.
And that threw me off. I don't know. Treat others with kindness.
Don't be a dick. And stick around for the post show because we're going to play the big movie quiz. That's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thanks for watching, as always.
Have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.